In our top story tonight, a local church leader strongly disagrees with government's proposals to lay off 3,000 people in the civil service. And he's described the action as creating war in Barbadian society. Head of the Barbados Christian Council, Monsignor Vincent, gave CBC News his take on the situation.
It's almost like want to create a war, and people must go home and that sort of thing. And that is not the way a civilized society behaves. It isn't that we have to get rid of them, you get rid of people and things like that. And therefore we have to look for new ways of dealing with the situation.
Monsignor Vincent says the church has been discussing a response to the crisis in Barbados and further afield. He says the focus must be on the poor.
The church has its role to play, and that is that the church, we have heard again and again coming out from the Vatican and the Roman Catholic Church, from the Latin America and the Caribbean bishops meeting in South America, and the emphasis was on preferential option for the poor.
The Barbados Workers Union says it would be insulted if government ignored social partnership protocols and the collective bargaining agreement and instead went ahead and sent home more workers. That's the suggestion from General Secretary Sir Roy Trotman after he and members of the BWU met with Finance Minister Chris Sinclair at government headquarters as efforts continue to save hundreds of jobs in the public sector.
It would seem on the surface as though the government is under pressure to follow those positions fairly closely. It is our position from the point of view of the trade union that that would be inconsistent with what is proper and well-intentioned and good faith collective bargaining consistent with the protocol. And so we would like to believe from our side here now speaking to you that the minister and his cabinet are sufficiently respectful of the trade union movement, including the Barbados Workers Union, that they would not be inviting us to have meetings with them unless they respected us enough to want to have meaningful consultation and discussion.
Sir Roy's comments also come after announcing that the BWU and the National Union of Public Workers were joining forces in the fight to stem job cuts. Already, 300 workers at the Drainage Division have been laid off. That occurred just days ago on December 31st, 2013. A top official of the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association has revealed that providing fresh local produce on a consistent basis is one of the challenges for local hoteliers. That's according to BHTA Executive Vice President Sue Springer. Her comments come in response to charges from the Barbados Agricultural Society about hotels on the island not supporting local farmers and, by extension, the agriculture sector. Now, in light of this, Ms. Springer says the BHTA is working with the Inter-American Development Bank to rectify the problem.
The biggest challenge we have had in the industry is the ability to have quality, quantity and consistency of the supply of fresh produce. However, we at the BHTA are currently working with the IADB on a project to improve these resources.
Acting Tourism Minister Senator Irene Sandiford Garner believes culinary tourism is an area on which Barbados can capitalize. Speaking at last evening's opening of the Asian Spice restaurant at the All Seasons Hotel, she explained that culinary tourism is growing quickly worldwide and it is important as tourists need to eat regardless of where they travel.
Culinary tourism has become a fast-growing market segment. Food is a significant aspect of the visitor experience of a destination, driven by the trend towards authenticity and the need to have a high-quality experience. It is against this background that Barbados is promoting culinary tourism as part of its diversified product offering.
Senator Sandiford Garner says Barbados has a distinct advantage over other Caribbean countries due to the variety of food which it currently offers.
Barbados is well poised to dominate regionally in this particular niche because we offer a complete culinary experience from the higher end haute cuisine to the mid-range experience to the community type offering such as the Oystins fish fry. And as Sue mentioned earlier, we are the culinary capital of the Caribbean.
There's concern tonight that the use of Braille in Barbados and worldwide is declining. It's a development that worries President of the Senate, Carrie Ann Eiffel, who, as a blind person, uses the technique every day. Senator Eiffel tells CBC News that Braille on things like ATMs and doors allows a blind or visually impaired person to do privately things they would normally have to ask for help with.
Doors of restrooms, could identify places in public places, rooms in libraries, in hospitals, different things like that where people who are blind and visually impaired. I've even seen them in restrooms in international malls and so on, letting you know that there are features in this bathroom that could allow you to change babies, those kinds of things. So there are loads of different places that Braille can be used.
Senator Eiffel was speaking against the background of today being World Braille Day. She says the National Disabilities Unit operates a technology project for the blind and visually impaired and even converts documents into Braille for some government departments.
What we want to do is to make some stuff available, like forms and so on. So even though you can't fill out the forms in Braille, you would be surprised how much information we miss out on because we have to wait on others to read it for us. So that is one avenue that we are hopefully going to expand. But one of the things is we need to increase the amount of Braille that is taught on a community level. So more people, because blindness, due to our excellent healthcare in Barbados, we don't have as many children who are blind or visually impaired, but blindness is still prevalent in 4% of the population. So, and it comes on later in life. So if more persons learned it when they were older, it'd be easier for them as well.
Internationally now, a deep freeze is spreading across much of the United States this weekend, making the nor'easter that just blanketed about 20 states with snow look like a mere curtain raiser. Nearly 140 million people will have to deal with temperatures of 0 or lower by Wednesday.